and call him Jesus. That's what happens. That's what happens when you politicize crime. All of us need to come. Yes, you have to hold them accountable, but we have to come with solutions. And I remember calling for all of us to come to the table to develop a crime fighting strategy for Antigua and Barbuda. And some people had a problem with that. If we don't help the situation today, when we get in office tomorrow, it's going to be there. And then people continue to politicize it. It becomes a color situation when it's affecting all Antigua and Barbuda. And so I sounded my voice a little over a year ago. I sounded my voice about 4 months ago, calling on the AG to do something about the crime situation, the rising crime situation. I called him out. I called out the administration. I called for individuals to come to the table. Crime is out of control, remember it. QT Benjamin must act immediately to curb this crisis. And it fell on deaf ears. A year and something ago, it fell on deaf ears. 4 months ago, on deaf ears. And look at where we are today. Look at where we are today. It's crime and violence gripping this society. And there seems to be no answer. And the ABNP administration, the Gas and Bone led administration, seem to be saying, oh, we don't want to hear from the opposition. We will do it our way. But this is not your way, Gaston Brown. It needs everybody at the table. So he has decided that he's going to, on his own accord, go and meet with gang members, people involved in crime. Some people refer to them as terrorists because they're terrorizing the communities and the people of Antigua and Barbuda.
Where does he get that from to pattern that? Nobody does that. In what world, in what country, on what planet do you see any leader of any nation, of any country behaving like that, taking things into their own hands like they're the police, they're everybody? How is that?
Now, he was the first to tell us about these gangs, right? And he seemingly knows the gang members. He knows the gang members. And if he knows the gang members, the people who are terrorizing our communities, terrorizing the nation, then the police must know. And if the police hierarchy, if they know who these people are, these criminals are, then they should deal with them. But no, you're negotiating with criminals. Now let me be clear here. I'm not saying that if people are going on the wrong path and they want to change their lives, they want to change their lifestyle, they want to come good and get out of a particular situation, and they reach out to you and say, I want to change my life, I need help, I understand, I've done wrong, I'm willing to pay the consequence, I'm willing to pay whatever price I have to pay, but I want to change my life, I want to come good. Then, of course, you have some intervention. And in that intervention, you have to include individuals who are trained in gang intervention, gang interventionists. You have to include the police. You have to include social welfare. Some of them are minors. You have to include the parents. You have to include other stakeholders in society to help to reform these people. But there's a price to pay. But no, you see what's happening there. You see any parent there? You see any police? You see any social welfare? You see anybody who's trained to deal with gangs and so on and mediate and you see that kind of thing? He on his own accord. On his own accord. Now, he's offering them all sort of things. I want to ask a question. And Sister Tolly, I'm going to ask this question and you know, and we can have a little discussion on that. What happens to the individual who has decided to walk the straight and narrow and cannot get a job in this country, is frustrated and need help? Is the Prime Minister prepared to meet with such individuals to offer them hope so that they too don't turn to a life of crime? The message we're sending is that all you have to do is to become a criminal, join a gang, and then we will meet with you and we'll give you whatever it is that you want. That is not the way to go. That cannot be.